Hi, my name is Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies, and today I want to talk about Neat Archery and where has it gone. So the first thing before I start this video, I want to talk a little bit about Neat Archery. I've been in the archery industry for maybe 40 odd years, pretty close to 40 years, maybe a little bit over 40 years. And for this whole time, I've known Neat Archery, and I've known the owner of Neat Archery since I was a child. Well, since I was mid-20s, I guess, or early 20s, and it was a family-run American business. And I'm going to say they took it very personal and very much about being American-made, supporting local people in the area and local families in the area. So it was all about making quivers, arm guards, and accessories for archery. So this is a neat quiver. It's a leather quiver. It's my quiver. I've had this quiver for maybe 30 years. It's how good Neat stuff is. It's really, really good. Right, so I want to talk a bit about this company. So as a mother, it was a husband and wife. They had a daughter called Brenda. Brenda took over the company. I'm going to say when Mum and Dad passed away. I'm guessing Mum's passed away, but anyway, one of them's definitely passed away. I'm not trying to be anything, but Brenda took on the role of Neat, right? So, and she said to me, and it struck a chord with me a long, long time ago, that, look, she saw as her responsibility to look after the families of the people who worked for her. And it was one of the things that struck me by America and its traditions. It was about the people who worked there, setting up a business, being successful, and not about making money. It was about employing people and doing good for the community, okay? And I think that role of owning a business has changed. Now it's all about making big bucks, providing the least quality service, or no service. I mean, you just have to look at Microsoft. You know, can you get any customer service from Microsoft? You can't get any customer service from any of the big companies, right? But they make big bucks, and they own, you know, the top S&P in America is owned by 7 people: Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. There's no customer service. You can't ring up people and say, hey, I need some hand. There's no hands. There's no customer service, right? But they are the majority of the American stock exchange, right? Anyway, so Neat. Their basis was to make stuff in America, right? So today I was on a wholesaler's website looking at products, and a customer of mine ordered a Neat quiver, and I didn't have it in stock. I was like, oh, let's just see if they've got it, and you know, maybe I can order it for the customer. Now, what's happened with Neat is the prices have gone up, okay? So going back in the old days when I was younger, Neat stuff was a lot more affordable, right? So prices have gone up for whatever reason, labor, I don't know, right? So the price of Neat products went up. Now I'm going to go back a little bit further than that. Back when I was younger, my idea was that I would be the Neat distributor for Australia, and I would push the heck out of Neat, right? And that was my thing, and I was bringing in shipments by sea for Neat, big cartons of Neat products to land it here cheap, because the cost to get this stuff in by air was really, really expensive. So my idea was bring it in by sea, make it really affordable, everyone will buy Neat and everyone will be happy, okay? My problem with that was some shops were like, no, we're going to buy it and, you know, take me on, so they'd buy it direct from Neat. And it's not that I was expensive. They would have been making no money, and all those shops have gone out of business since, right? And I'm not having to go up those shops. I'm just saying, like, my thing was bring this in cheap, and that way I can distribute it at an affordable price to shops. They can make some money, and it'll be good for consumers, good for everyone. But then other shops are like, no, we want to import this as well. So then my background was, well, maybe I'll just bring in other products. And it's not that I ever stopped bringing in Neat, but instead of having so much Neat product, I will bring in other products as well, okay? Now, I think it was the wrong choice for Neat. It's up to Brendan on her business decisions, because the other shops did not make the financial commitment I made to Neat. to push it and to sell products. So by me selling Neat in Australia, when I was buying shipments by sea, far exceeded what all the little shops, and when I say all the little shops, 3 other shops maybe, was buying from Neat and me. So by supplying those other 2 little shops hardly any stock, you basically got rid of a whole big proportion of your business. Anyway, that's another conversation which I want to have a talk about. But so today I was on a wholesaler's website and I noticed all the Neat products were on discount. I was like, this is weird. Why would all the Neat products be on discount? I thought, maybe Neat don't make those products anymore. So then I jumped on Facebook and I couldn't find Neat Archery. I jumped on Google. I couldn't find Neat. I then tried Neat in and I couldn't find Neat. And I was like, well, maybe Neat's closed down. And again, I'm very sorry if Neat is still in business. I can't find you on Google. I can't find the website for you. I can't see any posts on Facebook. And maybe I'm a moron. Completely possible. I just can't see anything. So I just go, well, has Neat closed down? So I typed that in Google. I can't find anything. And the most recent posts I could find on Neat was a few years ago. So now I have brought Neat this year from Neat. I'm going to say the products were expensive and there were some issues with freight costing a lot, which, I mean, they helped me out with, but it was just prohibitive. The price of the products went through the roof and it was just a problem, right? So that's where I was at with Neat. Okay, the products were just so expensive. It just good products, really good products, but just priced at a price point which I couldn't move them, right? So it raised me some concerns about Neat, and I want to talk about this. Can an American business, I'm going to say an archery business, be exclusively American made? This is the question I ask. Because I understand the fact that Neat wants to make archery accessories in America. I understand that. I understand that they want to have people sewing Neat quivers in America. Okay? But I question whether Neat is actually a sewing business or they're an archery accessory business that distributes to retail stores in America. Okay? So if you want a quiver, we will make you a quiver and get it out to you. And whenever you think quivers, arm guards, chest guards, you think Neat. That's what I would be thinking. Now on that, if that's what you're thinking your business is as opposed to a sewing business, then I've got a couple of questions. The question is, should you be buying, I'm going to say Pakistani, Indian products because they're a lot cheaper, and having 2 levels of products, having a cheap product, a cheaper product, and having a premium product, right? So you might have an arm guard for $50 and an arm guard for $15, which you ship to shops in America. And you could even have a retail store online where you sell this stuff. Okay, so whenever you think quivers or anything, you think Neat. Okay? So my preference would be, as far as a business model, would be to be importing these other products and you put them straight up against American products. You brand the American product as a premier product with a premier price point, and hence if you're in America and you've got your $1,000 longbow, you probably buy the Neat arm guard because it's an amazing product. But if you buy the $100 longbow, you're probably going to buy the cheaper $15 arm guard. That's the way I'd be going. And as far as my thought processes with this would be, whenever you think quivers, whenever you think arm guards, you're going to buy from Neat, regardless of anyone else, because they're going to have everything. All right? So my thinking with Neat would be, what we are is we're a design, marketing, accessory company. We make stuff, we market stuff, and we produce quivers that people want. Now this got me thinking, because Americans are extremely patriotic, and I often get abuse from people when you go the idea of buying a Chinese product, and yet I see all these Chinese products being used. Okay, so this got me thinking. I was like, let's look at the American archery team. people who shoot in the American archery competitions who are extremely patriotic. Like, America, red, white and blue, this is what we do. Let's look at the quiver they use. So I went through, and I was like looking up quivers. Every one of the quivers is Chinese. Every single one. I'm going to pull up some photos. Hopefully I can pull up some photos of quivers that top American archers are using. They're always Chinese. So if I was neat, I would be saying, I want everyone to be using my quiver. And the fact that those archers are not using my quiver, I want to sponsor them, and I want to produce a quiver that they want to use. So whether it be a bigger quiver, more compartments, a different shape, a different style, carbon bits added, we're going to produce that quiver for you because we are the leaders in accessories. I would want everyone using my products. So that's my thing. We're not a sewing business. We are going to be a business that dominates the archery accessory world. So whenever it comes to quivers, everyone in the Olympic team will be shooting a neat quiver, and you may even have to sponsor some of them to shoot neat, which means pay them some money, and make your product the #1 choice for quivers in America. Now, by doing that, you also then want to dominate the world, in which case, I'm going back to where I started, you want people stocking your products. So you need distributors stocking your products, supplying this stuff and creating a brand. You need social media, you need marketing. You've got to be working this brand. Now, I literally love Brenda and her husband, a lovely couple, beautiful family. But I question, is Neat still in business? And, you know, if I've wrecked my friendship with Brenda by saying this, you know, it is what it is. But it really struck me because they work so hard at Neat. She used to work all the time, and from best of my knowledge, they didn't have kids, and I could be wrong by that, but it's like, it was just so core to her lifestyle, this company. And now if this company is gone, and it wouldn't surprise me if it is gone, then I'm like, that's really, I feel very sad for Brenda and her husband. And maybe it's okay, maybe she's retired and they're having holidays and everything's good. But there was just so many years of work in this company. And I always think, well, should companies change? Should they evolve? And how should they change? And how should they grow? And I don't care if it's Neat or Hoyt or PSE or which company it is, or my sister's company or my company. It's always like, how do I develop? How do I grow? Where am I going with my business to grow market share, to grow the business, to expand the business, to be more successful? That's what you should be thinking. And I think I go hats off to companies who go, yes, we want to be American, we want to support the local industry. But then I think, well, how big would have Neat been if they imported from overseas products and distributed to all the stores in America, all the stores in Canada, and all the stores around the world? You would have been huge. It would have been a massive, massive business. And if Neat has closed, there was no post anywhere on social media that I could find, which is shocking, because it was, to me, it was such an important American business. And if it is still running, then why am I not seeing posts about new products and what they're doing and that sort of stuff? I don't know the answers to this. I know I was very, very close with Neat. I sold a lot of Neat. It was one of my big companies I sold. And because the prices went up, the shipping was expensive, I kind of lost that connection. And I'm going to say I was importing more Chinese and more Indian, and people say, well, that's the reason why why Neat's out of business, if they are out of business. That as a business, people are not going to buy $50 arm guards. They're just not. And if I don't stock the cheaper products, they're not going to buy from me. So I'm not going to be the first choice of where people come to for accessories or for archery gear. And that's my role. to be the number one area where people come to for archery accessories, regardless of what it is, whether it's be a Hoyt or a Matthews or a PSE or an Elite or a recurve or a longbow. I want people to think, oh, they'll probably have it because they're big, right? And I don't care what the product is. I know I get hammered for stocking different products and all that, but it's like I want to stock it all. I want to have everything. I want to be the number one choice where people come to for archery accessories and archery bows, and that's my drive, right? So anyway, I don't know if Neat's still in business. Fantastic products, fantastic family business in rural America. It's just, and if they have closed, I'm really, really sad. I just feel like another part. So when I started in archery, I'm going to say when I was 40 odd years ago, my dad had a shop. All these people who I started with, who had businesses, who owned archery businesses, big archery businesses, like multi-millions of dollars, employed literally lots and lots of staff, are now gone. They're all gone. You know, I'm going to say PSE. PSE's been taken over and all that. But all these people I knew, maybe it's a sign I'm getting old, but all these people I know, all these wholesalers have gone out of business, all these retail stores have gone out of business, all these manufacturers, and I can go through and list them all. You know, Martin, XI, York, Barner, I'm thinking about all the other ones. I don't know if Toxonic's still in business. Check it. And there's so many big companies that were an important part of archery are now gone. Goldscope. Thinking about all the accessories I used to shoot. Yamaha. I'm going to say Samick, but Samick's kind of still in business. But all these people who own these companies are now gone. And they work so hard. They literally work 7 days a week, and they've just packed up. And I'm going to say, for me, owning a business has never been as hard as it is right now. This is the hardest, as far as I'm concerned, it's ever been. The costs are sky high. The costs are going up. The pressure on pricing is just crushing because you've got eBay, Amazon, internet. People are price cutting. It's just so competitive. The margins are so low, and this is the hardest time that I've ever seen in business. And my friends who have businesses, same deal for them, and they're in different industries. This is the time things are doing it tough, and it's all very well for governments to go, oh look, let's just up the prices. It's like it should have been the backbone of an economy to set up a business, employ people, grow a business. That was the backbone of an economy, and governments got rid of that to just let's spend shitloads of money and everyone's employed by the government. So we've gone from a full-on capitalistic, this is just my spiel, from a full-on capitalistic economy where you go, let's set up a business, to one where the government will create jobs for us and we'll rack up lots and lots of debt in the process, and we'll worry about that in 20 years' time. And I'm not sure if that's the way it's going to roll out, but we will see in a couple of years when the amount of interest payments for the American debt exceeds the amount of tax revenue coming in from the American taxpayer, which occurs in 2 years' time. So the amount of tax coming into the American government will be less than the interest repayments in 2 years. So we'll see what happens then. Anyway, I'm Stephen Hand. I just want to leave you with Neat. If they have gone under, that's a very sad thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.